What up, 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 what up? It's your boy T. Half of on the ride up. Going live tonight. B Money might be in attendance. Who knows? We'll see. You know what I'm saying? He an early bird. I'm the night owl, so you know how it is sometimes. You know what I'm saying? So sometimes I fly solo. Sometimes I have my friends along with me. But you know me, as long as I got y'all, that's all I need. All I need. Got the Tito's and my cranberry with the pineapple. It's diet. We're gonna talk about a couple things today. One of the things we're gonna talk about is versus just silhouette of two rappers that's supposed to go down on Halloween or around Halloween, and they didn't say who it is, and it's sort of like guess who it is, and I think I know who it is based off the silhouette. I think I know who it is. So y'all go on Versus and go on their page and look and see the picture that they posted. You know what I'm saying? And tell me who y'all think it is. I mean, I know who I think it is, but I want to know if y'all thinking the same thing I'm thinking. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna give it a little bit. Then we gonna jump into the shit, and y'all gonna see why I'm here today. You know what I'm saying? What brought me here today? You know. You understand me? Wait a damn minute. Shout out to Nathan Sedstrom, man. I follow him. Dude, his videos be killing me. I'm gonna keep plugging them. I'm not getting paid to do it. I actually bought the mug because I fuck with the mug. I bought the joint. I was like, I fuck with that mug. I'm gonna get that mug. I didn't get it with the intent of drinking out of it on every episode, but I said, you know what? That's what I'm gonna do anyway. I'm gonna do that. That's a good idea, T. Yeah, T, you right. But yeah. Waiting for a couple more of my folks to check in. I see my big dog Lynn. Lynn, what up, boy? Nah. You dig? Got my OG. I see my OG. What's up, OG? My OG Don. Don, you out in the sticks, Don, or you back in town? How you feeling? Don, you follow Versus battles at all? Am I being hurt? Can y'all hear me? Is my mic good? Do I need to turn my mic up? Can y'all hear me? I hope y'all can hear me. Oh, you in Newport News? Can you can hear me? I wasn't sure if you can hear me or not. Man, it was random as fuck the last time I saw you, man. That's how I be saying people these days, though. People randomly pop in at the spot and be like, "Oh shit." I'm used to running into people out in the streets, not necessarily at my place of business. But it'd be pleasant surprises though. Pleasant surprises, you know what I'm saying? It'll be like, at the work spot. But either way, getting to see good friends is all that matters to me. You know what I mean? In life, that's all. That's one of the things you can hope to do, is attain some knowledge and some good friends. You know what I'm saying? To help you pass by the bullshit. Tone, what up, Tone? Tone, you coming on with me? You coming on the show with me tonight, dog? What you doing? You fucking with your boy? Hey, I want if I could fucking take a picture and post a picture of the silhouette, so y'all don't gotta leave my live to go look at it. I want y'all to go look at the picture and tell me who y'all think. Hey, Don, I bet you if you look at it, you will have a real good idea who it is. I mean, I think the majority of the audience of people who watch Versus, they might have a good idea, but I got a good idea of who it is. A really good idea, that's all I'm saying. But I don't know though. I just now had a change of heart based on something that just happened. But I don't know. It's man, it's been good though. I love watching Versus battles, man. It's been one of those things. It kept your boy going, man, when that pandemic hit, man. Love seeing these artists get together and celebrate each other, man. Let me doobie doo boop bop. Hope that shit ain't pick up on my motherfucking live. Can I turn my shit up? Let me turn my shit off. I don't want to hear that shit. I don't want to hear that shit. He said Fat Joe look fraudulent. Why you say that? He look fraudulent? What look fraudulent about him? That's the Don. Joey Crack. You talking about all the Ja Rule disrespect? Like, motherfucker, we know y'all homies. Oh gosh, bro, the way I don't know what that is, but I don't know what that's about. I mean, putting color in the bed and all that stuff isn't you know what I'm saying, isn't new. Some people do it. I mean, I touch mine up a little bit, but yeah, that joint is like, it's as if he doesn't have any facial hair at all and just decided, you know, they was just paint the whole joint anyway. I want to be in there. It's beyond like filling in patches and shit like that. It's like you call it the New York paint beard. The New York paint beard. Let me check on my boy real quick, and I'm gonna get a goofy face. That nigga ain't got no goatee. He barely got a mustache, so it's like it's weird. It's weird. But you know, man, it is what it is. To each his own. You know what I'm saying? The nigga got enough money, he can fucking get a fucking beard implant if he wanted to. Somebody will fucking endorse that shit. All the endorsements he got coming in with the you know what I'm saying, with the big show on Instagram and shit. Got DJ Casper in my background. He be killing it too. I'm trying to get him to DJ my wedding, but we'll see. He might be a little bit too pricey. I don't know. I don't like it. Alright, I told y'all 11:30. So I'm 5 minutes in, so I'm about to just jump into it. You know what I'm saying? What up, 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 what up? It's your boy T, half of On the Ride Up. Like I said, B Money probably it's probably past his bedtime. it's not it's probably past his bedtime. So alright, so I asked a question. Who do you guys think the two artists next to battle on Versus based on the post? And it's going to be at the Barclays Center. And I'm just going off the trend of it being rappers, New York, New York, New York. You know what I'm saying? Basically feeding off that positive energy and definitely putting on for, you know what I'm saying, generations past. I'm thinking that it's going to be, because one of the pictures, if you look at one of the pictures, it looked like somebody got a high top fade. What dope rapper from back in the day got a high top fade? BDK, Big Daddy Kane. So I think it's gonna be Big Daddy Kane. And the other picture, it like obviously when you think Big Daddy Kane, you think Rakim. But that picture, the silhouette of the picture, don't look like Rakim because it looked like something. It looked like the dude got like a kufi or some shit on, like he wearing some like bohemian head wrap or something like that. What rapper from that time where they wore some shit like that? KRS-One. So I think it's gonna be Big Daddy Kane versus KRS-One. I think a lot of people would love to see Rakim, but I think it's going to be KRS-One. I think it'd be a much better matchup with Rakim, but I think it's going to be. I mean, it's not a bad matchup having. You think it's cool? Go look at the picture and then tell me. Go look at the. I think it's going to be. I think it's going to be Big Daddy Kane and KRS-One based on that picture. Kumo, come on, you know damn well LL and Kumo D could not have a fucking versus battle. Like they would not do no shit like that to Kumo D. Kumo D got like 3 records. He got like 3 records. You couldn't do Kumo D like that. Like Kumo D deserves better than that. Like he get like Wild Wild West, and then it's like it's a rap. That's even more embarrassing because LL such the asshole, you know, the New Yorkers are. He gonna come out with no shirt on the whole time with sweatpants on and shit. Fucking making them look even fatter on the other side of the fucking ring and shit. All right, so this is what I wanted to get into tonight, right? So if you look at a lot of the trends with versus battles, a lot of the artists they have like some connective tissue, or they, you know what I'm saying, fit some type of way, right? You had Beanie Man and Bounty Killer. You had the Dog versus the Dog Father. You know what I'm saying? You had SWV and Escape. Alicia Keys and John Legend, mainly because they both the pianists, they write the music or whatever. You want to see a comedy versus? I think, to be honest with you, I think a comedy versus is on the way. I think a comedy versus is on the way. The problem with that is who you gonna put on there? Because to be honest with, like me personally, I don't think Cat Williams deserves Kevin Hart. I don't think he deserves him just based on the disrespect. Like Kevin is like a mega star. And no, I don't think. See, I mean, if they straight Jonah, I think if Kevin Hart would have got put in the ring like that before he blew up, it'd be a better fight. I think Cat would be like low blowing and like there's like, you would definitely see there's venom there. Where I don't know if Kevin could do that. I don't know if Kevin can go low, like not with him, with anybody, because I don't think it fits his just who he is. Not just, I wouldn't even say his image. I don't think it fits who he is. Like when he's joking with people now, he's not joking to like scar them for life and ruin their reputations. Cat Williams be on some, I'm trying to say something that's going to forever turn your fans against you and make them go look at your other shit and look at you weird. Man, I mean, if that's the case, then won't he kill him in the comedy? Won't he kill him on stage and be bigger than him? If that's the case, like, that's what I'm saying. Kevin he's not there by mistake. It ain't like somebody just plucked him out and say, you know what, you. No, the nigga's specials was fire. I mean, yeah, his latest ones clearly tapered off, but it's a rack of comedians that don't even have two. Luckily, if they have one, he got four that's like legit. You would argue at least three of them are classics. Like Cat would talk about, oh, I got all these specials, boo boo. I got all these specials, and I'm the first one to have these, and I got the most, boo boo. Nigga, all your fans, I can ask all your fans, and they couldn't name me they can't name me 4 of your specials, let alone 4 fire specials. You know what I'm saying? He killed. That's an unfair fight though. Like and the thing is, I have zero sympathy for her, because my thing is like, it's just like when you got somebody who just running their mouth without doing homework. Like what she did was more, you know what I'm saying, poor journalism than it was not being a good comedian. I've never even seen her in a comedy setting to know whether or not she's funny in that. But you have a guest on your show that wasn't even there to be on your show. He was just there hanging with Red Grant and showing support for whatever they was doing at the time. And y'all begged them to get on because y'all thought y'all was going to take a couple shots and it'd be like maybe a viral clip of you cracking a joke or two on him. And that shit backfired bad on her. Backfired bad because you got to think, Cat ain't deaf. That nigga hears shit people be talking about him left and right. So he always he's a professional comedian. He's sitting on steps. He's sitting on shit on top of being great at what he do. He could come up with shit off the top of his head. So it's like, all right, like, but she set herself up. The nigga asked her, "What do you cook for your kids?" And she said broccoli. What the fuck is that? Broccoli? Bitch, you might as well be making hot dogs. That's tough. Pot, water, broccoli. Heat to soften. Oh my God. Then she was like, yeah, you been. He's like, he just read her, bro. It was like, after you just knew it was gonna get bad, and you just felt bad. And you just wished like, yo. But the thing about comedians is like, once you started, it didn't matter if she shut the fuck up or not, because it's like, yo, she could have been quiet and he still would have been like, all right, hey, take this with you too. Take that joke with you too. I make a mean rice. Shit. My oldest a noodle game though. Shit. I be putting hot sauce, sweet sauce, and all kinds of shit in my oodles noodles though. But to get back to what you said about like a comedy versus, like, I don't know if they would do it, because you really the only person that could benefit from it would be Kai Williams. Kevin wouldn't benefit from that, like, unless they was only going off of, just like with Verzuz, has been like material you've already done. If it had to be like if you were comparing set jokes from your specials, like, that would be a difficult thing. If I was to put Lavelle again, obviously I think I would put Lavelle versus Bruce as far as materials that they would have on stage. But if they just cracking jokes, I'll put Bruce against Lavelle. Shit, that would be a good one. I would definitely put Monique and Samore head to head. That was funny when they was just joning on each other. Mr. Brown. He had a couple, but he knew. See, he knew, and so did Lavelle. They both knew the level of funny and like how real it could get. So Lavelle wasn't going to do that, man. He just stuck to just talking about his outfit that he had on. He could have went in. You know what I'm saying? That's as a person who has friends that are stand-up comedians, you just know, like, you feel bad for when people like try to get one in, like they trying to crack one joke and shit and think it's like, I got that one joke, and they get to live off that one joke they had against an actual comedian or somebody who say they do it, and then you find out you in a bad place. You in a real bad place. So we already have SWV win against Escape, and both of those female groups came out around the same time. You had Jagged Edge and 112. Jagged Edge and 112 both that fit. It made sense, but when you're trying to find these groups to compare, like people are trying to, say, they're trying to find a group to go against Jodeci. I mean, it's not Jodeci. A group to go against Drew Hill. Damn, the fact you said that dude's comedy career. No. It was Doug Williams, light skinned dude. Do you have any jokes for Emmett? That was a classic one too. So here's the thing. You can't put anybody against Jodeci but Boyz II Men. Like, no other R&B group makes sense. You would have to be Jodeci versus Boyz II Men, because if you were breathing air in the 90s, you knew who the two top dogs were. Those were the two. You know what I'm saying? Those were the two. So if Jagged Edge and 112 have already went at it, and you got to put Jodeci versus Boyz II Men, the question is, who do you put against Drew Hill? The answer is Blackstreet. Drew Hill versus Blackstreet. That's the answer. I would want to see Drew Hill versus Blackstreet. Don, you ain't doing. They don't want to hear me talk to myself or talk to a screen, man. Get your ass on here for a second. What you doing? You ain't butt naked, is you? Of course not. You probably got a hat on. What? Don ain't got no hat on. Don used to keep a nice hat on.
Yeah, I took it off. It's I'm in the house, man.
What's up? What's up, OG?
Everything's cool, man.
Oh, good. Nah, but like I said, you can't put anybody versus. You have to have Jodeci and Boyz II Men. That because they paired. They're conjoined at the hip. There's no way around that.
I don't know. Jodeci and Drew Hill are more similar, man.
Yeah, but they similar in style, but there's no other than Cisco sounding like. Other than Cisco reminding, I ain't gonna say sounding like, but reminding you of
KC.
Of KC, like they don't fit to me.
They got about the same amount of records out, discography
no,
or whatever.
I think a lot of them. I think a lot of them have a good enough amount of hits, but I think as far as the time. Jodeci and Boyz II Men, I want to say, came out within the same year of each other. They came out within the same year, whereas Drew Hill came in. You know what I'm saying, I guess they formed in '95, and their first record dropped in either late 95 or early 96 with the Tell Me record.
But they
I
had like
think
what 3 good records, right?
who that?
I know Jodeci had like 3 albums.
Yeah, but
There's,
you think when you think about
and
Jodeci,
Drew
when
Hill
you
had about 3 albums, right?
right, but when you think about when you having these battles, when you got Drew Hill, you're gonna have the Cisco solo work. When you have Jodeci, you're gonna have the KC and JoJo work. You're gonna have
Okay.
those because you. My thing is this is why you gotta have them, because part of this format is to shed light and show love and appreciation and give guys their roses. You're not going to have a separate versus battle for JoJo and KC so they can do All My Life and all the records off that Love Always album. So you have to include that. Plus, then you get a chance to add them doing the lately rendition off Stevie Wonder, which was
With Martin.
which one of my mate you said the Martin joint.
With Martin on that.
I think you gotta have the lately. You gotta have KC doing If You Think You're Lonely Now. That was those are 2 great renditions. I love a good rendition. You know, I love a great rendition. I love it when there's a song that I hadn't heard before, and then one of my favorite artists sing it and made me go and find out again. Oh damn, this is a remake, and then I grow more appreciation for a group that came before them. Like for instance,
like Lauryn Hill.
Well, yeah, like Lauryn Hill with Killing Me Softly and Roberta Flack.
Yeah.
Even like that one was a different thing because I known about that song because I've always been like a big Donny Hathaway fan. So I knew about, obviously that was a smash beforehand. But yeah, Lauryn Hill did a great job making that. Mary J. Blige is known for remaking some of the. She actually made like Going Down and stuff like that. Those songs were. I don't know how big they were when they first came out to that audience, like the generation before me.
Oh, that shit was already big, Joe.
It wasn't.
That was already big, Joe, when she did the joint.
Yes. So imagine to have an artist make a record even bigger. That's crazy. I had I think it was out.
She took some Isaac Hayes shit, Joe.
She probably did too. I mean, hey, they got paid for it, so it's all good.
Yeah.
Long as they cutting checks to do it.
I don't know, because they had have a law passed so they could get paid. Because at one point, rapping all them, they was just taking anything and everything back in the 80s and stuff.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure when they actually had that law signed in where you have to pay somebody for sampling somebody's stuff. Because Puffy, my God.
Hey.
Hello.
Hey. Dre too. Dre and Puffy was known for taking a record and yeah.
Dre took some Ohio Players joints, huh?
They took a lot of people's shit.
No, but it's like one specific joint I remember I listened to. I was like, oh, I heard this before. And it was like a year ago when I listened to it. It was Ohio Players joint. I'm like, hold up. Hey, this is NWA joint. And I went back and found them like, wow.
Yeah.
And they didn't change nothing, Joe.
when who was it? It was what? Oh, when I think I was like 8 or 9 when Troop first came out. It might have been 8 when Troop came out, because that was like right at the end of the 80s, going in the 90s, and they dropped the All I Do Is Think of You. Growing up, I just thought. No idea. I didn't know that was a Jackson 5 song. Like,
yeah, I needed it out.
like I only had the big records from Jackson 5, and now I don't know how big that was then, but it wasn't big enough to be on my radar as a kid.
Yeah.
So I didn't find out that was a Jackson 5 song until somebody remade. Like Puffy had some young light skinned group of kids, and they remade Troop's record, or so I thought they did. Come to find out they didn't remake Troops, they remade Mike Jackson 5's, and that was a terrible version, but nonetheless, like Puffy,
like Genuine trying to do Prince joint.
That wasn't a bad rendition. It wasn't a bad rendition.
It was horrible.
Oh, you know what?
Do the Beautiful Ones.
You know what? Huh?
Are you serious? I think it was the Beautiful Ones.
No. I was that one. I wasn't talking about that one. I was talking about Dove's Cry when his Dove's Cry rendition.
You sure he did? Oh my God!
You didn't know that?
No, I've never heard that. I
You
don't
did.
even want to hear. I
You
don't
did.
even want to hear.
You
No,
did.
don't. We're not even going to talk about it. I'm not going to look for that.
You know
If
what?
he really
Listen.
did that, Joe, he's embarrassing. He's already embarrassed himself with the other joint. But you with Dove's Cry? No,
No.
Oh my
No,
God.
I think you probably like 6 or 7 years ahead of me, but I always know that you are like the biggest. Well, you and a old mentor of mine, you know him, Matt, like the two biggest Prince fans I know. The two biggest Prince fans I know. So nothing ill can be said about Prince to you. But here's the thing.
Wrong. I am very unbiased. Prince makes bullshit, Joe. I had every Prince album, dude, and I'm like, this is some shit. I can't fuck with this. And it's like he was putting out filler material for a whole album and give you like one hit, Joe.
So
I'm like, this is trash.
I love Prince to death. Obviously not as much as you, but I hate when people always they only compare Prince to one person.
Who, Michael Jackson?
Michael Jackson, and it's it's unfair to both of them.
Yeah.
It's unfair to Mike because people who are pro Prince are going to talk about how involved Prince was in his music. He played the instruments, he did the writing, he did all of those things.
He did everything.
Whereas even if he did all that, he still wasn't the hit maker that Mike was. Mike made hits. Mike made mega hits, smashes.
Quincy Jones too.
Regardless. I mean, Mike. That's part of Mike being smart because Mike came in. I mean, it wasn't Mike came in under Berry Gordy in Motown, so he had access to all the greats, and especially Smokey and like him and he had his relationship with Stevie. Come on, like he was plugged in. So
he had none of that.
So, but could Prince
94 East?
Who
94 East?
But who Prince is? Could he really have that stuff? No, he was too narcissistic to have it. Prince was too. Nah, I want to do it this way, and he didn't want. He wanted to do it his way, 100% of the way. Because, and I respect that. It's like, yo, if you gonna fail or succeed, you want to do it on your own merit. You don't want to sit back. You don't want to be one of those artists where it's like you got flopped albums sitting on the shelf, and it's at the hands of some label because I thought this single should have been this or this single. Nah, Prince was like, nah, this is how I'm gonna do it. I'm doing it like this.
Yeah,
and I respect that. I say,
what was that? That song that they did? We Are the World. And Prince wasn't on the joint because you know what? I'll write my own joint, and that's when he did the Sign of the Times joint.
That's what that was an answer to We Are the World.
The one song he was talking about, Sign of the Times, the song. He did all that shit in one day.
Prince should have got
the whole song.
Prince should have been in We Are the World.
The lyrics, the music, the instrument, everything in one day of one newspaper article he found, Joe.
You know what? I'm gonna have to listen to We Are the World again. I love that song when I was growing up. Just hearing all those artists when I thought that was dope. That's why, to be honest with you, one of my favorite songs of all time is You Will Know by Black Men United. That's one of my favorite songs of all time. Every time I hear it, goosebumps. To hear all those
special, yeah. All those black men stand up singing that joint, yeah.
That song, like,
you on Arsenio Hall?
Huh?
Didn't they do a big deal on Arsenio Hall or something like that back in the day?
They might. Come on, they did everything. Arsenio did everything.
Yeah.
Especially when he was Chunky A. You remember Chunky A?
Oh, wow. Way back to that joint. Man.
Chunky A. So, let me ask you this. Because when they talk about Mike, instead of comparing Mike to Prince, they'll say, okay, what was the better album? Thriller or Off the Wall? And I feel like, that's disrespectful because
off the wall, dude.
Because because when you say Thriller off the wall, that's saying that Bad don't deserve to get recognized, and I think Bad is right there with those albums.
Yeah.
But so
Invincible shorts ain't.
And you say what?
Invincible ain't.
Oh, not. Well, that's
okay.
That ain't fair. That ain't fair.
But Blood and Dance Floor? You remember Blood and Dance Floor came out when we were working at Sam Goody's show?
Of course. It didn't sell with us, but it sold, just not here.
What, cross country, across the water?
Yeah. So people say Off the Wall, and I understand, but I think if I had to choose between the two, I'm definitely going to choose Thriller. Thriller was I like Thriller more than I like Off the Wall. But I think because of when I grew up, Bad was the shit. Bad was the shit. I mean, you talking about, like, I'm sorry, if you listen to this right now, close in on me. You know what I'm saying? Get the hat in and everything. Bad is Michael Jackson's greatest album. Period.
Okay.
Bad is.
Okay.
Bad. Smooth Criminal, Dirty Diana, Man in the Mirror, The Way You Make Me Feel, Liberian Girl. Man, stop playing with me. Stop.
Who had the better Bad? Between Michael Jackson and LL Cool J.
What? Michael Jackson. But here's the thing. Even though Off the Wall, Thriller, and Bad are his three best albums, to me, my favorite Michael Jackson record is not on those albums. Remember the Time is my favorite Michael Jackson record of all time. When that song comes on, yes, that's my favorite Michael Jackson song. When that song comes on, that's my shit. When you know it, do 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 do. Do you
Heartbreak
remember?
Hotel.
What?
Heartbreak Hotel. That is my shit, though. That
Man,
like in the system. Doom 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 doom. I love that joint, man.
That's a great song. It's a great, and that's why I said, like, I'm not mad if somebody says Off the Wall or Thriller, because the music on there is crazy.
Yeah.
So this is another reason why I say it's unfair to compare Mike and Prince, because if I ask you what's Prince's best album, if I asked 100 people,
Purple Rain.
If I asked 100 people,
90 I'm gonna say Purple Rain.
The 90th percentile gonna say Purple Rain. Does he have an album as a big Prince fan? I'm gonna ask you, does he have an album that can compete with Purple Rain?
Sign of the Times is kind of up there. My actual favorite Prince joint came out in like 2001.
Don't say that fucking. What's the name of that fucking album that Prince came out with? What's the name of it?
Rainbow Children?
Oh no, not that one. Not that one.
The album that he dropped after that, which is called One Night Alone.
No. I'm talking about the one where it's like it looked like it's like a lot of just like colors on his, what's it, fucking Emancipation or fuck something like
Emancipation?
Not Emancipation. Musication or some shit like that. Musicology.
No, trash.
Man, his fans treated that album like it was gold.
2 or 3 songs in that joint, yo. 2 or 3. That's it. It was trash. I said it then. I'll say it now. It was trash, Joe. Filler album, Joe. This is like that old hip hop joint you bought back in the day for like 1, 2 songs, and the rest was trash. This is like Tim Dog, all right?
What's your top 5 Prince records?
Records? Damn.
Songs, records, songs, Prince songs. Okay,
my
on the top of your head.
My all-time favorite Prince song.
And you don't have to put them in order. Just give me your top 5.
I'm telling you, my all-time favorite joint is one joint that most people have never even heard. It's on the One Night Alone album,
Okay.
live, where he did 3 discs, and it was two concerts. Basically, he took the way he got his shit set up with his recordings and all that. It sounded like it was all one concert, but it was actually from different cities all across America.
Okay.
And the first joint was in DC.
Hmm.
And this he released this right after the Rainbow Children album. And my favorite joint was 2 discs was concert, and the third disc was a club show. The first song in that club show was Joy and Repetition Live. Dude, that is the single best performance I've ever heard from Prince. And in all of my music that I know, that I love, that I've listened to in my entire life, this one song is top 3 in everything I've heard. This joint ranks up with Machine Gun by Jimi Hendrix and Maggot Brain by the Funkadelic. You talking about, dude, the first time I played it on my Iowa stereo in the house, I stood in front of the stereo for about an hour and 10 minutes, and it's like a 11-minute song. I just listened to it the first time, like, oh my God, and I just repeated the joint, and I was stuck. The joint was so funky, so smooth, and then he went way out there and brought that joint back twice. Smooth, Joe.
My favorite Prince record is obviously going to be, it's obviously one of his more popular records. Purple Rain is not my favorite Prince record.
Okay.
I love Purple Rain, but it's not my favorite Prince record. Growing up, my favorite Prince record was Kiss. That I love Kiss. That's my fucking record.
It's your favorite song.
Yeah, well, song from Prince. My favorite song. I gotta remember because they actually had records with whole albums.
Yeah.
My favorite song from Prince when I was younger was Kiss. But you remember that when Tevin Campbell came in the game under Quincy Jones.
Yeah.
So Quincy did. So Quince, huh?
Prince found him first.
Oh, did he? I didn't know that, but I know he was connected to him. So when Prince, when he, you show up because when his first song was with Quincy. His first song was with Quincy, and then he started working with Prince because of Graffiti Bridge, and then because he did the single, he had Tevin Campbell do the single Round and Round, and I love that song, by the way.
Yeah.
But
matter of fact, that song's on Graffiti Bridge.
Yeah.
One Night Alone. Not the One Night Alone, I'm sorry. Joy and Repetition. The original is on that album.
The song you were talking about?
Yeah, but it's
okay.
Live on this other joint is like way better, Joe. And I remember
Graffiti Bridge sucked, by the way. The movie sucked, by the way.
I know this.
Terrible.
Prince wrote a song for Tevin Campbell, Joe.
Round and Round.
No.
A different one?
About he wrote a song that was one of Tevin Campbell's biggest hits, and then Prince did it, and you never heard it.
Oh, I ain't get that. Let me get there. I'm about to tell you my favorite Prince record, or my favorite Prince song. My favorite Prince song, because Tevin Campbell, you said Prince discovered him, cool, but Quincy, you know what I'm saying, had him on that. You know what I'm saying.
He put him on
Tomorrow. He had him sing. He was the lead singer on Tomorrow on that album. And on his first album, Quincy did a lot of production. But his second album, his Here I Am album, you know what I'm saying, the Tevin Campbell I'm Ready album, he had a lot of records from Babyface. But one song, at least, Prince wrote a couple. I think Prince got like 4 records on it. But one song was probably, I think it was the last single off of the album, was Shh.
Yeah, break it down.
Prince did that motherfucker live. That is my favorite Prince song.
He did that shit on the Gold Experience, Joe.
Prince, yes, that's off the Gold Experience. Prince should have. I'm so glad that they didn't give that song like proper recognition, because it would have diminished what Tevin Campbell did to that song. I'm glad that a lot of people don't know Prince's version,
Yeah.
because you can tell the difference between some 17-year-old, you know what I'm saying, at the time, DL black kid singing shh versus a Prince.
It's like
singing
high school in the NFL, dude.
Nah.
That was his high school tape, dude.
And you can sort of tell that Prince did that on purpose. You can tell that because he could have had Tevin do all of that on the song. Tevin got the vocals to do it, but he ain't got the machismo. He ain't got the machismo to give you all that sultry, all that extra, you know what I'm saying, that Prince put on it. And I was like, when I first heard that shit, I was like, hey, why? Because one of the things I love, I love when a songwriter records a song that he wrote for someone else. Like I love, like I'll be on YouTube now, looking for like song. Like I love going to see when Babyface sings a song he wrote for somebody. I love going to see when Tank sings a song that he wrote for somebody. And that's how I love to hear how they saw their song being sang before, you know, the artist got into it and before the record labels and all that shit got into it. I want to hear how your vision of the song. So to hear Prince's version of that song, I love Jungle Love. I love Jungle Love. Prince did it too? Oh yeah, I know that.
Prince. Oh, I got an album. I got a CD where he has his version of it. Dude.
See, now I'm gonna have to go hear it.
See, yeah,
because I love Morris Day.
Yeah, and I think he had something to do with that 7779311 joint too, man. I'm pretty sure Prince had his hands on that joint, yo. Because that shit is classic, Joe. That's a slept on joint. Only people from our era know about it. People that grew up in like the 90s and 2000s have no clue about 7779311, Joe. That shit right there, Joe. That beat, man, ain't nothing like that, Joe. Yeah, that Bama there, man. Prince was a writing dude. He wrote for a lot of people. Like R. Kelly wrote for a lot of people.
So I'm glad you brought R. Kelly up.
No, you gotta go there.
No. I'm just we're not gonna talk. I just ask you, where's your position as far as enjoying his music now?
Never have.
Really?
Dude, I was done with him. My favorite, the album that I liked was his first joint. His second one, 12 Play. 12 Play was bomb. And then he came out with a song called You Remind Me of My Jeep. And I think that album also had a song about Let's Go Half on a Baby. I'm like,
no. That was the next album.
Dude, when you writing songs like this, Let's Go Half on a Baby, I'm like, dude, who thinks of dumb shit like this? Or You Remind Me of My Jeep. I'm like, dude, these lyrics are stupid. And I knew something was up with that dude then. And it's like, he was like supposedly messing with Aaliyah or married her. I'm like, the rumor was out there. I'm like, this dude is off. And I lost him right there. I was done with him then, Joe. This was the 90s.
Okay.
And he came out with a couple, he had some hits. That Step in the Name of Love, I Believe I Can Fly. That's great, Joe.
I'm refilling my cup. Last bit of the Tito's. Man, it's tough because when we talk, like, it's hard for me to talk R&B and be an 80s baby and act like R. Kelly didn't have a foothold on R&B. Like people,
in the 90s, yes, he did, Joe.
People run around and let Bobby Brown talk about he was the king of R&B, and it was cute. It was a cute thing to say, but nobody in their right mind.
Before R. Kelly came around, he was like the king of R&B.
But he wasn't.
He had one.
Bobby Brown, and I'm a big Bobby Brown fan. Bobby Brown had one album of hits.
A couple hits, yeah. You're right. That's why you're right. He's the king of R&B, Rolling Blunts.
Rocks and blunts. Shit. So it's difficult for me because I still love R. Kelly's music, but the problem is a lot of times I'm in settings where I'm not playing music for myself, and I don't, as you out of respect, I'm not gonna ever force somebody to because I don't when I'm out in public like at work or shit like that, I play edited music. So even if I'm playing rap, I'm playing the radio versions because I'm cognizant of everybody surrounding. So I'm not gonna play R. Kelly music because some people like act like they don't think they want to treat it as if his contribution to R&B and to music itself like they're trying to. You can't erase a man off the fucking you can't erase his impact. Sorry, I think part of the problem is because he was so great. That's why people hate him so much. I think because of he was so big to people that it's like we're going this. It's be one thing if you were. Do you want to see him go to jail or pay for his crimes or whatever? Of course. But O.J. Simpson, people believe O.J. Simpson killed, I'm saying, his wife and her lover, but that ain't stop people from going and watching fucking USC highlights and watching them run for the Bills, and the NFL didn't, I'm saying, isn't wiping his numbers out the books. Like his numbers are still there. You can go, he's still in the Hall of Fame. You can still see the numbers that O.J. Simpson put up. You can, so I don't understand why people want to, treat it like, yo, Honey Love and Slow Dance,
yeah.
Those are smash records that Robert Sylvester Kelly brought to the world. You gotta. I know it's hard to accept people, but you gotta let it happen.
That was his first two joints.
I mean, there's a mega star that passed away a long time ago that married a 12-year-old woman. There was no annulment. He married a 12-year-old woman. A 12-year-old girl.
Come on, Elvis.
Oh, I ain't saying no name. I'm just saying.
You can say his name.
But I still hear like a hound dog. I still hear that shit. I still hear it. You know what I'm saying? Cosby Show.
Look for it.
I mean, that shit plays in movies and all kinds of shit. Yeah.
There's some people like the guy. If you think you're lonely now, wait until tonight.
He's horrible. He's horrible.
Fucked up individual, Joe.
Bobby Womack.
Fucked up individual.
They should make a movie about him. That shit will probably fly off the fucking shelves. That dude was fucking horrible. He'd be a fucking horrible.
He was a shitty human, Joe.
Valencia make some good sticks, man.
He wouldn't made something. Somebody's nigga died. He wouldn't got married within like a month or two. Like, damn, dude, what the fuck kind of shit is that?
Didn't he marry his ex-wife's daughter or some shit like that?
Damn.
He was doing some shit like that. Like he was dating his.
I think he was fucking her or some shit like that. But I remember it was some guy, another artist who was out there who was doing his thing, and they was buddies and shit. And as soon as he died, he was getting married. Like, damn, dude.
He was probably fucking to watch while he was living.
Yeah, man. He was a cruddy human being.
Woody Allen married his adopted daughter.
Yeah.
I mean, I never watched any fucking Woody Allen movies in the first place.
It's as simple as this, man.
I never watched Woody Allen movies in the first place. Listen, I like a wide range of comedy, but I used to watch these shits like this shit is just fucking corny to me. Woody Allen just make corny ass movies to me.
White humor, Joe, and black humor is two different things, Joe. Vastly different things. Some people can go both ways. I mean, like you can listen to like Bill Burr and you fucking die laughing, Joe. Bill Burr's funny as fuck.
He's in my top 10 of all time.
Dude, did you? I know you've heard
He's
the
in my
Philly
top
rant,
10 of all
right?
time.
The Philly rant.
What's the Philly rant?
You haven't heard the Philly rant about Bill Burr?
I've probably seen. Is it a special of his or just something that he's
Oh
labeled
my
as?
God, dude! This Bama was in Philadelphia,
And
and
he was
they
going off of
started to
Philly,
do it.
and he went
Yes,
on. Yeah, I did see that.
dude,
I never thought of it as the Philly rant, but yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about.
that was my intro. A friend of mine, I was in Chicago. He said, "You gotta hear this. You gotta hear this." And I listened to the shit. I'm like, "Oh my God!" And I just was dying laughing. This dude, and I got 7 minutes. So I'm giving you all 7 minutes. You suck. You all suck. The Rangers, the Flyers suck. They're gay pansy. The Phillies ain't winning shit. The 76ers ain't shit. You sorry fucking Eagles. Everything. He killed the whole town, dude. You got a statue of a man that
Eh,
don't even exist, but Joe Frazier's from here. Fuck all of you.
His accent makes it go even more, though. His accent makes it go even more.
Have you seen that show F is for Family?
All 4 seasons, of course. Like he's one stand-up comedian I can say that's at least breathing. I can't speak on the ones that's not breathing, but at least the ones that's breathing. He's the one stand-up comedian I can say that he ain't missed on none of his specials. None.
Yeah.
And he's so what I like about him is he's actually one of those, he has material that he can actually like mix it and match it and you won't even know which one it's from because it's all good.
Like George Carlin.
He's so fucking funny. He has one. He had, and the thing about it, I like a fart joke. I like all types of jokes. I like intellectual comedy, and he simplifies moronic behavior in a beautiful way, right? If that's a good description of it. I love when he does that. Like it was something that he was talking about. I can't remember the special. It might have been not. It might have been. I think he called this one Paper Tigers. This last one. It might have been the one before that one. But he was talking about a dog. He had a dog, and he was talking about how he like the way people breed dogs and shit like that. And he was just talking about it. It's like, damn. It's just I don't remember the joke, but I just remember the gist of it is just talking about how he like damn, he's talking real shit, but he's funny. Like to that gift of towing the line of be like actually talking about some real shit, but having people fucking bust gut funny. Like there's only a handful.
The guy who tried to kill himself jumping on a plane. And survived. Dude, that is like the worst, the scariest thing in the world. Like you think you go and say, "Fuck it, I'm done. I'm killing myself," and you try to kill, and you fucking don't. You can't do it.
You can't even. You such a fuck up. You can't even kill yourself.
Yeah, man.
That's sad. That's a sad joke.
That's a sad state of living afterwards, Joe.
Yeah, that's a sad fucking joke, man. That's a sad fucking joke.
Who's your number 2 favorite comedian of all time, Joe?
Eddie Murphy.
I'm gonna guess. Okay, because I'm gonna guess to say Richard Pryor number 1, right?
No,
Richard Pryor ain't number 1.
He's not my number 1.
Wow.
But yeah, we actually talked about that on. We actually talked about that season 1. And I explained why some of the comedians of the past weren't in my top. Well, they wouldn't place where older individuals would place them because you experience more. Whereas, like, I grew up, Eddie Murphy was the funniest motherfucker. Eddie Murphy was the funniest motherfucker. Like, not just his stand-up, but, like, he was the funniest motherfucker. Like, his movies, his stand-up, everything. Yeah. Everything, yeah. Right? Yeah. Dave Chappelle is my favorite comedian of all time. And the thing about it is, people are like gravitating towards him now and elevating him now. Dave Chappelle jumped up. Dave Chappelle was Killing Me Soft is one of my favorite stand-up specials of all time. And that's before he was the political version of Dave Chappelle. He was actually telling great, like he was still telling great jokes without, he wasn't as deep. Like he can give you funny shallow and give you funny deep, and not all comedians can do that. You know, not all comedians can control an audience like that. So my three favorites are Dave Chappelle, Eddie Murphy, Bernie Mac. That's my top three. Martin is my number 4. And I can't remember off the top of my head who I said was my number 5. But I know I remember my top 10, and Richard was my number 9. And the reason I said it, I said I have no doubt in my mind that if I were even 5 years older, Richard would be my number 1 comedian of all time, because I would have experienced a lot more of them. But I also said, I also said that if Robin Harris had lived 10 years longer, he'd be in my top 5. Because it's because of the way those guys just, the presence of, like, these guys, the guys that could come off, and as soon as they open their mouth, you done. Bernie Mac could do that. Bernie Mac could say anything. He could literally say, he can say what, and people, like, he can say one word and people just start laughing. Like, the ability, the timing, the cadence, the way they do it is it just takes it to another level for me. I think Martin, obviously, because of the Martin show, he gave me my introduction to Def Comedy Jam, because, you know, I wasn't supposed to watch that shit when I was younger, but I got because Martin was from the area. He went to the same elementary school as me. You know what I'm saying? He went to the same elementary school as me. You know what I'm saying? We had the same math teacher. Like, everybody, we thought we could be Martin Lawrence. Like, we thought we could achieve, if we worked hard enough and was funny enough, we could be Martin. You know what I'm saying? I think Chris Rock is in my top 10. Jamie Foxx is in my top 10. Bill Burr is in my top 10. D.L. Hughley's in my top 10. And I think out of all the people that's in my top 10, D.L. Hughley's probably the one I got the most pushback for, because a lot of people my age and younger, they like him, but they aren't crazy about him. But he's always been fucking hilarious to me, because I love that political comedy. That's why I like George Carlin. George Carlin was just like the social commentary that he would get, the way he reads moronic behavior.
George Carlin was my number 2 all time, behind Richard Pryor. And
I understand that. I can believe that.
Carlin he knew every word in the dictionary, and he would talk to you and tell you what you were thinking and use big words, and you would know exactly what he meant by blending all this shit together. And he did a special. It wasn't even a special. He did a national press conference they have for people at Congress, and I think it was I forgot what they called the joint. But this Bama went up there in front of all the congressmen and all that shit, right, and told them what they do, use the words that they use, and explain how they don't ever do shit in their face, dude. Oh my God, that was like the funniest thing I heard, Joe. That how he talks about, you know, God or lack of religion, everything. He just knew everything. He was like so highly intelligent, and that dude was, my God, he was funny as fuck, Joe. He's my number 2. I got Eddie at 3. You're sleeping on Robin Williams.
You know what?
Robin Williams was so funny, Joe.
I will accept that for the sheer fact that I've never seen Robin Williams do stand up.
Dude,
you gotta think about
Johnny Carson. I would stay up to watch Johnny Carson.
You gotta think
And
about
he
it.
was on that joint, and dude, every time it didn't take much.
How old are you?
I was dying laughing, Joe.
How old are you?
As a kid, I'm 46.
So
I know Johnny Carson
that
for
puts you
4 years.
7 years. So no. When I started watching the Tonight Show, Johnny Carson was on the way out.
Yeah,
So
Jay Leno was telling.
so my relationship with the Tonight Show was Jay Leno.
Yeah.
So
I get it.
a lot of times when I saw Johnny Carson, there were like reruns.
Yeah. Dude, every time
But
I seen him on any TV show, on anything,
oh no
it was
no
just drop
no.
dead funny.
If and I think I might do that as well. I think we might do that for the show. Or who are my favorite like comedic actors? I'm saying all encompassing. Robin Williams would definitely be on he would definitely be on my list. Absolutely. I did a top 25 of my stand-up comedians and said, yo, I want to do a top 50. And I said I can do it. I asked people about it. I had people who said they can't name 25 stand. They said I have people who said they couldn't name 25. I'm like, yo, how can't you name 25 fucking stand-up comedians?
People sleep on Red Fox, man.
Oh, Red Fox is what I have Red Fox. He's in my top 20. I can't remember exactly where I had him placed. And he's another one I said that if I lived in that time, I would have Red Fox ahead of Richard Pryor. And I said the reason why is because I know Red from Sanford and Son. It's like one of my that's like one of my favorite TV shows of all time. I used to watch that shit all the time. I'm like, yo, and when I heard him on stand up, he was so different from the way comedy was done in the 90s. He was joke after joke after joke after joke. Set you up a little bit, another joke. He was rapping. He would bring jokes and one-liners. Like he just didn't stop.
Yeah.
He just didn't stop. And I was like, as an adult, I see how Richard made his, like he really put his self, you know what I'm saying,
turn a tragedy into a comedy.
Yeah, he put himself on display. Where some people put themselves in scenarios and tell jokes just to get the joke off.
Whereas Richard told him his real life, Joe.
Yeah.
What's that thing running? What's this running down the street? Oh, that's Richard Pryor. Oh, Richard Pryor going to Africa. Oh, when he talked about Leon Spinks in the woods. Oh my God, dude, this man, I always just stay up and just listen. I just take my father's records and listen to some old joints. Like he had, I remember he had like I think it's called The Racetrack with Red Fox. Oh my God, and he was just telling these jokes. And I'm like, what was it? What's that famous Asian philosopher Confucius say? He had 1,000 Confucius jokes, Joe, and it's like because he was saying like Asian accent. And it was he just had a whole bunch of them joints, but yeah.
So let's see who else I had in my top 25. I'm gonna run a couple names off to you, and it's in no order because I can't remember exactly where they were. Monique was in my top 25.
What?
Some more. I love Monique.
She doesn't make me laugh, Joe.
I respect that. Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. No, Monique is definitely in my top 25.
Doesn't make my top 100.
Matter of fact, I think she might have been number 25. Some more was in my top 25. And I think those are the only two females in my top 25.
Whoopi Goldberg is funnier than she is, Joe.
That's another. If you ask me, like overall, Whoopi, like from what I'm more connected to Whoopi for what she did in movies. I never really saw Whoopi do stand up.
Wanda Sykes is funnier than fucking Monique, Joe.
She don't have the material on camera to show me that she's funny. Her, like, especially her last special, that shit was terrible.
God.
That shit was terrible. But
Monique
I,
ain't done a stand-up by herself. Has she?
yeah, oh yeah,
What,
oh yeah.
not the Queens of Comedy shit, because that was corny as fuck,
Oh
dude.
no. She got
I
a
can't even
couple.
watch that shit, dude.
She got a couple. She got a couple. It's slander what you're doing right
Fuck
now.
that, dude.
It's slander what you're doing right now. You slandering right now.
She's garbage, dude.
Um, I think this is the first time I got pushback from Monique in my stand up in my list, and that's and like I said, I'm like, yo, these are my favorite. This isn't who I think is the best. These are my favorites. So obviously, when you
That
list your
explains a lot.
favorites,
These are your favorites
yeah,
and not the best. That's
when I put my list down, I definitely try to emphasize my favorites because that's going to be subjective. Placement is going to be subjective.
My cousin's watching this shit.
Who say what?
My cousin's watching this shit.
Oh yeah. Say what's up to your cousin. What's up, cuz?
Monty and shit. God damn it.
Let me see. Who is another one? Aziz Ansari is in my top 25. I got to see him live. Man, I got to see him live. Michael Collier, I would love to see Michael Collier live.
Oh, yeah.
He's in my top 25. Who is another one that
Tommy Davidson, Joe.
I wish Tommy would have done a lot of stand up.
Did you see him at that Shaq joint, Joe? In Phoenix?
Oh no. Trust me, I love Tommy Davidson. Man, I love Tommy Davidson.
That was one of the funniest stand-ups I think I've seen, Joe.
Bro, to be
because he connected to everybody in the crowd in Phoenix because he was talking to the Hispanics, the blacks, the whites, and he did the whole Telemundo jokes and all that shit. And you know what the fuck he was talking about? It was still laughing and shit, Joe.
What I like about Tommy is if you had to take total packages, I don't know that you can name too many entertainers on Tommy Davidson's level. The only when you ask me who I can compare to Tommy Davidson as far as complete entertainers, the only name that comes to my mind is Jamie Foxx.
Dave Chappelle.
They can't Tommy Davidson can sing.
Yeah,
and all that
all
shit. Like the whole package. Like he can do it all. Jamie Foxx is the only other comedian I know who can do what Tommy does.
Mm-hmm.
And that's Jamie Foxx is in my top 10. I want to say he might be number 5 or 6 because his I Might Need Security. Listen, I watched that like 4 or 5 times straight and just kept bringing people over and I would watch it with them. Like, yo, and I want to tell them none of the jokes coming. Like, yo, shit, hell, but Bin Laden been spoken. That's my fucking favorite. Hell, he's like, my man said, when his 7-Eleven bit, he's like, say welcome to 7-Eleven, man, take your order. Hey, yo, Jamie, funny as shit. And then when he was on, before he did I Might Need Security, he did the Foxhole one. And at the end of his show, he got behind the piano and he started playing the piano. And he was inviting, he was like talking to the audience. And he had this one girl come up. She was a bigger girl. And he started singing like food and shit. Like, can I have a hamburger? And I'm like, yo, why are you doing this? Why are you doing this, Jamie? Like, and this is way before the whole I'm your conscience. So it's like that shit don't surprise me that he did that because that's what Jamie Foxx is one of my favorites.
Your boy Doug Williams was done after that point, Joe.
He's actually low key he was never really he wasn't a big mover and shaker as far as he was a comic view comedian. And a lot of comic book comedians aren't.
Any momentum he had, Joe. Who? Doug Williams? Hey, played for the Washington Redskins, number 17? What? That's the only Doug Williams you know. Like,
he's still interviewed and asked about that shit to this day.
I bet. Embarrassing shit still. I'm your conscience. I better wrap it up.
I better say
I got
something.
no more jokes.
Say something nice about Emmett and wrap that shit up. And then Monique petty ass, get him, Doug, get him. There ain't no getting him. There is no getting him. So here's the thing: if I did put Cat Williams on a versus, it would be against Jamie because Jamie could do the dozens and go toe to toe with Cat. Jamie could do the dozens and go toe to toe with Cat. Because Jamie had a podcast on Sirius FM or XM, whatever the fuck it is, and him and Speedy, and they would have guests come on and they would cook their ass. Cook them. And Kevin Hart was the only comedian that went on his that's what I said. Kevin beforehand, who didn't mind going, Kevin went on there and he fucked them up. He fucked them up because when Jamie would get in his feelings, the only thing he would say is, "But I'm getting work though." And then Kevin like, "I'm getting work too, Jamie. Don't play with me." But it was, bro, that was. If you haven't heard that back and forth, go listen to Jamie Foxx versus Kevin Hart. That shit is classic. Another one that's in my top 25. I think if I re-edited this, there's a few people who I might end up bumping out because sometimes you miss people. Sometimes you miss people. You said Monique. she was number 25, so obviously she might get bumped out.
It's a lot of weight.
Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. What's a guy who was in my top 25 that people someone was like, they didn't know he was funny or they didn't know he did stand up. I don't know why the fuck his name is slipping my mind right now. But I watch him all the time. He got a fucking huge platform because his podcast is like crazy. Damn. Rogan.
Oh, Joe Rogan?
Joe Rogan.
Yeah, Joe Rogan funny as shit, Joe.
Joe Rogan is a monster on stage. Yeah. A monster on stage.
Who's the black guy that died a couple years ago?
Oh no, he's on my list. He's on my list. Patrice is on my list.
Yes, that
Patrice O'Neal is on my list. Patrice O'Neal is on my list. The funny thing is, I talk about this with my friends a lot. Like my comedy, my friends who are big on stand-up comedy. I talk about Patrice O'Neal because it's like I didn't know how respected he was in the comedy family and how big he was because I'd seen him here and there. He's done like some half-hour specials. He hadn't done a special. I didn't even know he had passed away, and I was running past one of my bootleg DVD guys, and I'm like, I need something, and he's like, he had this, and it was supposed to be $5. He had a Patrice O'Neal Elephant in the Room. I'm like, I didn't know he had that joint, so I got the joint, and I'm like, I'm watching, I'm like, yo, dying fucking laughing. I'm like, yo, I'm like, Patrice is about to kill it, and then I found out the month that he was dead. I was like, damn. I was ready for Patrice this light motherfuckers up. TK Kirkland's in my top 25.
I thought you were gonna say TK Carter, Joe. I'm like, hold up, Joe.
Hell no. I mean, he's a good supporting actor in some black 90s sitcoms, but fuck no. Fuck no. TK Kirkland's in my top 25. But I can see how. Oh, Sinbad is definitely in my top 25. Sinbad has arguably one of my top 5 favorite stand-up specials of all time. The one where he was like a cheeseburger and a Coke, and a cheeseburger and a Coke, and a cheeseburger and a Coke. That special, the one when he was dancing and shit like that, and he had the dances. Yo, Sinbad, if I were to put a younger person onto like somebody's stand-up that isn't like mainstream now, Sinbad would be the one because I don't think a lot of these young guys know how funny and how big Sinbad used to be.
Yeah.
It's like they see him on the fucking Breakfast Club with his hair looking all crazy with that weird shit, and
he had his own TV show. And Chuck Brown did the soundtrack for that joint, the theme song for that joint. Oh yeah.
Who another one? I gotta. I think
Who is
people
Unbreakable 616?
say that again.
Unbreakable 616. Somebody's tuned in here.
Hmm.
Said, said Don was up, sir. I'm like, I can't see who the fuck that is.
Oh, that's one of your bros.
Somebody knows me, man.
A lot of people know you, bro. I be
Yeah,
listen, in this, especially in this area. You know, a lot of people I know went to Central. You was their teacher. They know you
yeah,
from being in the hallways and shit like that, probably.
yeah.
Especially if you went to Central.
Dude, do you
um.
realize I called the radio show like it's the Travis Thomas Experience on the Team 980.
Okay.
Um, it from 9 to 12 Monday through Friday. Dude, you talking about you want to just listen and get a good laugh, dude.
He said, "Mr.
Every
Belt, sir."
hold up,
You know Mr. Belt.
Dwayne.
Mm.
Yeah. Um, the Team 980 every day, Monday through Friday, 9 to 12. Travis Thomas Experience. I
Mm.
call this joint maybe 3 or 4 times a day, a week, right? And it's sports talk. But dude, you're talking about people with hilarious personalities. I'm Dump Truck Don. That's what they know me as because I was driving a dump truck when I first started calling
That's
that
a
joint.
that's a hell of a name. That's why I gotta get you. I told you when I said I gotta get you on the podcast,
Yeah,
and I'm
man.
glad I got you here tonight. I said I got you get you on the podcast just because I love that fucking name, Dump Truck Don.
Yeah, man.
That's
That shit is hilarious,
that shit
dude.
need to be national. You need to be on like ESPN giving takes and shit.
Dude, I'm not
Dump
ready
Truck
for that.
Don.
But we talk about sports, and we got guys on there like Rev T, he's like he sounds like that old Baptist preacher, yo.
Hmm.
When he's talking about sports, and he actually preaches, and they have they have background music just for him. It's like an old organ and shit, and it says her name's Hattie Mae, and she
Sheesh.
won the organ. And dude, they play that organ, and he just be rambling, and it's the funniest shit in the world, Joe. Oh my God. You got to listen to the 980 crew, man. Because Reese Waters is a local comedian.
You know what? I think I mentioned this to you too. I'm like I like
Yeah,
Reese.
you know Reese from somewhere.
Reese, like I feel like I know Reese from somewhere, like not on social. I know him before social media.
He went to First Baptist Church in Highland Park.
I
He also
know
went to Walker Mill Middle School.
I know Reese, and I'm not saying like I know him like we hang out and we was cool, but I met him before he was like, you know what I'm saying, as established as he is.
Yeah.
Because he actually sent me a friend request, and I'm like, I know him from somewhere, but I can't remember fucking where.
Yeah.
Years later, now it's like he's like Reese, and I'm like, oh, that motherfucker making moves and shit. Salute.
Yeah.
Salute.
His show from 12 to 3.
Another stand-up comedian on my list that I think because I think Bill Burr is, I want to call him, I want to say he's a household name. He's one of those unknown household names. Like when you see him, you know him, but I think there's still a group of people who don't know him. What's my guy's name? I said Aziz.
Jeff Foxworthy?
Hell no. Hell no. And listen, I'm not saying that like he's not funny. I think Jeff Foxworthy is funny. He's not in my top 25. If any of them would have been in my top 25, it would have been like Larry the Cable Guy is funnier than him to me. It's like I think all those guys in that it's like four of them. Like all of them are funny. All of them are funny.
They're funnier than Monique. That's for goddamn sure.
You go, hey, listen. So you go. Every 5 minutes you gonna check in with a Monique this. Okay, cool. Got it. Understood. Who another comedian in my top 25 that people might overlook? Damn, what's my guy's name? Listen, I've been working all day and names be slipping my mind sometimes.
What's the black guy that's doing like songs and stuff? He was on in The Office, that show The Office.
Oh, I love that guy. That's my man. Fucking Robinson.
Yeah, that
Craig
dude.
Robinson. Craig, I
Yeah,
love Craig. Craig is on one of my favorite TV shows. Craig has a guest spot on Brooklyn Nine-Nine as like Jake Peralta's like
dude.
worst
Have you
enemy
seen
slash.
Have you seen Vacation Friends?
Mm-hmm.
Huh?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, with Lil Rel and
John Cena.
John Cena. Yo,
Yeah, man.
John is making his way.
Man,
He's saying that the comedy route is his. Even though
it's
he got the
crossover
Suicide
appeal
Squad,
already.
he got the Suicide Squad movie under his belt now. But that comedy lane and being like adult comedy from being like the PG WWE guy.
Yeah, dude. My wife had. She said, I watched part of this movie. I think something he would like. I was like, okay. She put that joint on, dude. I think the neighbors were knocking on my door, trying to figure out what the hell I was
What the
laughing
hell
at
he was
so hard.
watching? Yeah, that movie is funny as hell, man.
Yeah,
I watched that like a month ago. I watched it like a
yeah.
month ago. I fuck with that joint. And
What
he's in.
what you want? The mushroom scene, yeah.
What's my
We'll
fucking? What's my
kill the dog.
damn? It's a Indian comedian. Fucking hilarious. Fluffy's in my top 25. I don't give a fuck what nobody say. I fucking love Fluffy. Every time I
Who?
say him, I scream it. Fluffy. I love Fluffy. But what's that? What's my fucking? He's an Indian comedian. Russell. Fucking Russell. Something Russell. I don't know why it's slipping my mind right now. This should be happening to me all the time. There's fucking I don't be having a list in front of me because I ain't expect to go to this route and it'd be like, what the fuck is his name? And then as
Trevor
soon as
Noah?
like Trevor's not in my top 25, but I like Trevor Noah. I like what he's doing in the culture. But he's not in my top 25. But now it's your chance to say it. Go ahead. Go ahead.
He's funny than Monique, goddamn.
That's gonna be your thing from now on. Funnier than Monique. Now I like Trevor. He's one of those guys who do like intelligent comedy.
Yeah, this is like the people that work with the Dominoes down here, right? They try to get me to like some of the music, right? And I'm the only black person in that motherfucker in the daytime, right?
Mm-hmm.
So they playing music and shit, and Mike comes in and plays this fucking Fleetwood Mac shit. I'm like, what the fuck is this, yeah? This is trash. I mean, like Fleetwood Mac, like they had one song that I've heard as a commercial hit. It was in commercials, and I'm like, oh, that's who did that fucking song. Don't ask me what song it was because I forgot. But if I hear it, I'll know it's them. The rest of the songs to me are trash, and they kept playing more and more. I'm like, dude, this is trash. I'd rather listen to anything
Man,
other than this.
listen, I pride myself on music, and me and my fiance, we do this thing, or I do this thing with her, just to distract her when she's driving long distance and shit, where we'll play like trivia games, and it's like, and I told her, I said, listen, I love me some rock. If I got to choose classic rock, I love some classic rock from the 70s and the 80s. I said, but a lot of those groups, I don't know none of their motherfucking names.
Mhm.
None of their motherfucking names. And if you tell me their names, I'll be like, oh, okay. And then I will forget that shit. Fleetwood
Yeah, they
Mac
try to,
Fleetwood Mac probably got one or two songs that I fucking heard and loved and don't know it's theirs.
yeah,
Only
just
the
like
only the only
they try to
groups
get me to listen to these groups like Boston and Europe. I'm like, dude, I
but I
don't
bet you but
rush.
I bet you
Like, dude,
Boston probably got at least one joint that I'm like, yo, I fuck with this joint. I fuck with it.
dude, there's a huge rock band, Joe. Rush, Boston. I mean, like these names I've heard, but I
You
don't
can't
know none of
you
the
can't put
songs.
the name to the song. The
Dude,
only
it's not like it's Metallica and shit to me, Joe. This ain't Led Zeppelin. This ain't
my
Black Sabbath. You
my
know, no, this ain't Radiohead.
see, I like classic rock, like the classic shit, like Journey. That's like my favorite group from
Another
that.
group. Okay?
I love Journey. Like when motherfucking, you know what I'm saying? When that song come on,
I don't know what
just
song it is.
what?
I know Journey, Joe.
Journey? Just a small town boy growing up in South Detroit. Took a midnight train going anywhere.
No.
Don't stop believing.
That's who that is?
Yeah, that's Journey. Like,
Okay.
yo, Journey got
I'm not gonna
joints.
listen to it again.
You've heard that. You know that's, bro. You
I've heard
listen.
that.
You watch too many movies not to know Don't Stop Believing.
Dude, I told you, I recognize that part. The verse you gave, didn't know who the fuck it was. Don't Stop Believing. Okay, I've heard that before.
So
I'm
Journey,
not looking for it.
Journey got a rack of songs that I'd heard. Like, that's the only song that I knew was Journey's. But they had a rack of other songs that I fuck with that I didn't know was Journey until the age of social media and MP3s and shit. And I actually got to go and like look at their whole catalog. You say who? LimeWire. Shit, not even LimeWire could get me into something. Yeah, I guess I got some of the music off LimeWire. But what was but Journey got a rack of joints that I'm like, yo, Journey is the shit. Journey is the shit. I fuck with Journey hard. That's my favorite. As you know, as black people say, that's my favorite white group. Like, that's my favorite white group.
Metallica, Radiohead.
If we go rock, it would definitely be. I would definitely be a Nirvana or Red Hot Chili Peppers. Those are my two faves.
That's not me. I never could get into Red Hot Chili Peppers. I did not understand what the hype was about. It was like Public Enemy, you know. Don't believe the hype. I couldn't get into it, Jeff. It was just not it to me, Jeff. I didn't know what everybody liked about it.
Red Hot Chili Peppers.
Yep.
I fuck with Nirvana.
Primus.
And that's the thing. A lot of these groups, they had records that I didn't know was joints that I'm like, yo, I fuck with this joint.
Primus. Dude, Primus is like that, Jeff. I
love Police, the group.
Yeah.
The group.
Fuck the group.
fuck the Police.
Yeah, I listened to that shit this morning. Rolled past a cop, Jeff.
You are the person that would do some shit like that. You are the person that would do.
Turn the corner and there they were. It's like, oh, okay.
Shit, they love that song too. Fuck it. Let's be honest. Police officers love that song. They love that shit. What the fuck is his name? I'm still trying to think of this comedian's name that's something Russell. I don't know why Gary Russell, because I was watching some boxing shit, so Gary Russell's the Russell that's in my head. Russell Peters, that's his name. Russell Peters, Indian comedian. Fucking funny. Unfortunately, he had a special on Amazon and that shit was lackluster. But yeah, but he had like 4 or 5 before that was like, they were all good. Another comedian that's on my list in top 25 that people probably will overlook him, like, I don't even know who he is, but funny as shit. Why the fuck are these people slipping my mind? He's like heavy set, he's job bald, he got a beard, white dude. Fucking
Cedric the Entertainer, like
Ced is in my top 25. Ced is in my top 25. I love Ced. Steve Harvey is not in my top 25. Not in my top 25. Obviously, Cat is in my top 25. Mike Epps is not in my top 25. Mike Epps would if I place Mike in my top 50, he would 48. Be nah. He would be late 30s, early 40s, probably. Late 30s, early 40s.
I don't find him funny. He's funny in roles.
His last stand-up special was actually good, and he's done good jobs hosting specials. But his actual stand-up specials, like, it's hard to rank him with the greats, where the greats actually give you like composed shows where it feels like he's just on stage winging it. Which isn't, if you can wing it for a whole hour and not lose a crowd, then you're doing a good job. But Like there's no connective to. I love what if a comedian can use something in the first 5 minutes and do a callback
Yeah,
like 2 minutes, like okay, this is the end of his show because he just called that shit back with
yeah.
perfect timing and fitted in amazingly. Um,
Chappelle does that shit, Jeff.
who?
Dave Chappelle does that shit well, Jeff.
Absolutely, absolutely. You know what? Damn it! I'm mad that I can't fucking remember this comedian's name. It's gonna piss me off when as soon
I
as I
can't.
when
What's that show? Bradshaws or some shit? Have you seen this? It's garbage, Jeff.
I didn't I heard it. I heard it. People like that shit.
Dude, I watched one episode. I'm like, oh my god, I can't. Like they try too hard. It was like, ugh.
Getting that Netflix check. I ain't mad at him. Get that Netflix check, man.
Yeah,
Netflix
good
want
luck.
Netflix want the content. Give them the content. A lot of people they buying the shit. So it's like, all right,
Monique can't get it.
mm, she could have, but they was lowballing her, and she was right for not taking it at a low rate. She went about the campaigning the wrong way. I think she over
She over
estimated
exaggerated.
she overestimated her
Abilities.
popularity. Nah, because she's going like Monique got number one standards. She got hit standards. I know you may not like her, but she has some specials where she was Monique was big, not just size. Like she was big. She had movies that people went to go see. Like Monique is funny. She had a fucking successful TV show. Like Monique has had like great success in the comedy field.
Yeah,
And she's well respected. She's well respected in the comedy circle. And I think part of her failures was her thinking that the general audience would just ride with her. And that was the wrong way to take it. She should have aligned herself with other comedians and used that as a launching point to present herself to Netflix. But she was coming off of having been blackballed because of her situation with Oprah and Tyler Perry, which she was completely right in. She was right the way she in her stance. But I mean, listen, everybody who's spending money for advertising dollars is trying to save as much money as possible. Like, I think Oprah and Tyler and whoever, what's the other dude's name that's involved in the situation? The guy who created Empire and shit like that. Daniels. Lee Daniels. Like, if you're only paying the actor their money, then their job is only to do that. Like, she wasn't getting any backing. She wasn't gonna get more money if the movie was successful or none of that. Like, if you give me some equity in the project that I can keep getting money based on how it does and how it sells, then you can ask me, hey, go promote this movie. Listen, if you gave me, I don't give a fuck if you gave me $5 million. If you gave me $5 million to do a movie, right, to be in the movie, and that's it. Once I get my $5 million, I get no more money. I'm gonna show up and do a great job in the movie. What she fucking did, she killed it in Precious. She killed that role. She did her job. But for y'all to ask,
much in that world.
I'm sorry.
I don't think she was acting much. I think that was like the real her.
Nah, man, she killed that role. She killed that role, man. She did a great job in that movie. She did a great job in that movie. But if that's all you giving her, you can't now expect her to go in and promote the movie on top. Like if she was an artist who was younger and ain't have shit else going on, that's one thing. You might be able to rope them in. She got other shit going on, other things she's doing. Why would she do that? Nah, you go and promote the movie, or you say, hey, I'm going to pay you to promote. They didn't want to. They didn't.
Job to promote the movies, yeah. It's not her job to promote movies.
That's what she was saying, and she got blackballed because she didn't want to promote, because she wasn't promoting the movie. Like, she didn't go to promote the movie. Like, hey, come over here and help promote the movie. Why? Why do I need to do that? And that's why she got blackballed.
You don't have the other actors and shit doing this. Why?
She was the biggest name in the movie. Gabby wasn't a big. That movie made Gabby a name. So
yeah,
like, she was the biggest name in that movie. So obviously, they should have said, "Hey, I'm gonna give you this. So when we roll this movie, I'm gonna need you to be here, here, here." Which they do with a lot of movies. Like, case in point, when Bad Boys 3 came out, regardless of what you think of the movie, those two guys were paid to promote the movie on top of being in the movie, because they have equity in the movie. How good the movie does, how good it sells after the fact, they get money for it. So what did you see? You saw Will and Martin promoting the shit out of that movie. They was on everybody's podcast. They was cutting shit for the movie to make sure the movie was successful.
Mm-hmm.
It was unfair that happened to her. So you combine that with now you getting in a battle with Netflix. Like, Slim, you have a,
you're not a draw.
Yeah, you have a black eye right now. Like you aren't in a good position. You aren't in a position of power right now. I mean, think about how you lost your show on BET. Like, you are unfortunately looked at as disposable to these people. Especially, and the sad part, you see them giving people money. They're not giving people money because they're white. Like, Amy Schumer got money because she didn't get money because she was white. She got money because she
could draw.
She was hot. She was hot.
She could draw.
Yeah, she was hot. I mean, and that's the thing.
And she's not even fucking funny.
Not only is she not funny, she steals jokes. She got exposed for stealing jokes. Now she don't even have that mega, like, and that's what I think Monique should, like, listen, if you think you worth more, you say, you know what, I will have to decline this bread for right now. Go do your thing, do what you've been doing, and then make them call you. Make them call you. And then when they call you, you can decide to say whether or not you want to take the deal or like, nah, I'm good. Because it's been comedians who've said Netflix tried to buy their specials and shit like that. It's like, yo, don't.
I was doing the research on that when this came about with the Amy Schumer thing, and I looked at the numbers, and 2 movies that Amy Schumer's in were way high, produced more money. They made more money than Monique's movie, right? And Monique, the one that she starred in, flopped. And it was some comedy on with her, like, going to Africa or some shit like that, and supposedly was wanted by some man or some shit, some weird trip over where they like big girls or some shit. This was her movie that she starred in. She was the star in the movie.
But she's had a few. I mean, she's had a few other movies that did good though.
The lead role, and this movie was utter garbage.
I think it's called Fat Girls. I think you're talking about the movie. I think it was called Fat Girls. PHAT Girls. I think that might be the movie you're talking about.
I don't know. She
but
went from.
I mean,
the numbers were garbage. And if you looked at her, Amy Schumer, her
that's
followers,
not fair. That's not fair, though.
Her Twitter followers, her Instagram followers, all that stuff, she has 10, 15 times as many as Monique had.
And that's all Netflix is looking at, though.
Part of the draw of why Amy Schumer got money, but Monique couldn't. It's like,
I agree.
Yeah.
And that's why I said, if I were to look, like, Amy Schumer wouldn't even make my top 100. There's so many other comedians. And if I wanted to do a female comedian, Amy Schumer would make my top 10. Not even close. I think Listen, one of my favorite female comedians is I love Sarah Silverman.
Okay.
I love Sarah Silverman. I would watch a stand up of hers over Amy Schumer's. Like I would watch it on a repeat then before I watch Amy Schumer's on.
What's
She's
that chick that's from like England? And she talks like this, and she's a black chick. I know you've seen her.
I can't remember her. I don't know her name. I can't. I don't know her name.
Dude,
Fucking
she's funny. Bro.
fucking funny. Uh, I don't like butchering the one. What's my girl's name? I like Ali Wong. She's fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
What's the girl name? The white girl. I can't remember her fucking name. She got like 3 specials on Netflix right now, and she's funny as I can't remember her fucking name. Like her name is hard. Like it's hard to pronounce if you haven't heard it before. I can't remember the fucking name it is. But another one of those names that slipped my mind. I'm still trying to remember the name of this comedian.
One comedian.
Yeah, man, this one fucking comedian. Because I know as soon as I finish talking to you, and as soon as I wrap this show up, his name's gonna come right to my mind. I'm like, this motherfucker's name is right here. He's a white dude. He's heavy set. He's bald.
Sam
But
Kinison?
no, fuck no. He's bald.
What?
Sam Kinison got a whole fucking head. He had a whole. He had. He used to
Sam
wear a
Kinison's
hat.
funny as shit, man.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. What's his name? He's still making specials now. Damn, what's his name? I wish I had my laptop. I can pull it out right now. What's the fuck is this dude's name? This is why I like having my co-host on my show because he the motherfucker to remember all this shit. What's the fucking name of it? See now I'm gonna have to get his name. I have to get his fucking name. I have to fucking remember
George
his
Lopez.
name. I love George, but George ain't there. I love George
Shit.
Lopez. No, he's not the one I'm thinking about. It's not a Latino.
Oh,
It's a white dude.
I'm just saying. I'm just tossing the name out there because George Lopez is funny as shit, Jay.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
John Leguizamo was pretty good at one point.
Somebody who's not in my top 25, but I think every time I hear him, he's fucking funny. Is Big J Okerson? It's fucking funny. Damn, what is his name?
John Sally?
No, what the fuck? That's a 7 foot black dude. Get the fuck out of here. Yo, he has specials on Netflix right now. He has specials on Netflix right now. Hold on one second. It's gonna pause for a second. Hold on one second.
Tom Segura?
Tom Segura. Thank you. Tom fucking Segura. That
Louis C.K.?
fuck Louis C.K.
Okay.
He's a
I'm
he's
saying. I looked up stand-up comedians and shit on like Netflix, and you said,
Tom
yeah, okay,
Tom fucking Segura. Oh, you want Netflix? You looking up Netflix joints right now? Because I'm on
yeah.
my patio right now, so I don't have that. See if you can find stand up comedian. Go through stand ups right now and name a couple of females. and I'm gonna see if that's the one I'm talking about.
Taylor Tomlinson.
No.
Let's see.
She's gonna have at least
Dion
two.
Cole.
I love Dion Cole.
Cole.
Dion Cole is in my top 25.
There's Tom Segura again. Bill Burr. Gabriel Iglesias. Is that the guy you talking about?
That's Fluffy. That's my guy. Fluffy.
Ricky Gervais.
Eh.
Ricky Gervais. Yeah.
Yeah.
Jeff Dunham. Jeff Dunham's funny.
Jeff Dunham's one of the guys I lump in with Jeff Foxworthy.
Eliza.
There you go. That's my boo. What's her last name? Can you say it? Can you pronounce it? Butcher it. Go ahead, butcher it.
It says Elder Millennial. That's is under Eliza. That's all I see on the joint.
I think that might be her special, but what's her last name?
I don't know. That's Ali Wong. Felipe Parza.
Eliza is the female that I'm talking about. Blonde white girl, right?
Yep.
Yeah. What's her What's her last name, man?
Nikki Glazer.
I like Nikki. She's not in my top 25 though. But what's Eliza's last name?
Jim Gaffigan.
I love Jim.
That dude's funny, Jeff.
Jim he's like, if I had it, Jim would be in my top 35, top 40. I love Jim Gaffigan.
Ari Schaefer.
Fuck him. I mean, listen. I like what he's doing for like some other comedians, but fuck him for what he said about Kobe. But go ahead. I ain't gonna get into it.
Who said what about Kobe?
He had a fucking a plane a helicopter crash joke about Kobe like within the first couple of days of him dying. Fuck that dude.
Damn.
Well, he caught death threats over that shit.
Yeah. Jim Jeffries.
Motherfucker. What's Eliza's last name? I need to know it.
Dude, I don't see any other anything else with her on it. So, yeah.
Go click on her special and see if they tell her whole name. Don't start watching it though. I can't have the audio playing on my shit.
Kevin James.
Stand up? Fuck no.
I know Tiffany Haddish is not funny as shit either. She's garbage.
I love Tiffany, but I love who she is. She's not in my top 25 though. No.
God. Ferris Bueller's Day Off.
Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up.
Okay, gotta go way back up top now and see if I can find her name.
It's Eliza. And there's people listening to this who gonna listen to this and fucking kill me because I can't remember her fucking last name.
Schlesinger? Really?
See, it's like hard to fucking. It's Schlesinger. Is that how you pronounce it?
Schlesinger.
Schleicher or Schleicher or Schleicher or
Schlesinger.
Mm-hmm. She has this thing where she calls I think it's called her drunk monster or some shit like that. She's funny as fuck. Have you seen her before? She's an attractive woman. Yes.
You got some boppables.
Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. Nah, but nah, she's fucking hilarious. She's fucking hilarious. Man. No, but she got like at least 2 of them on Netflix that I've seen. She killed it. Hey, listen, Dom, man, I appreciate you for coming on. You've been commenting. I'm like, nah. The audience, they just saying me talk to a fucking words. Nah, y'all need to meet Dump Truck Dom. They need to meet. Oh, before I let you go,
call into the station, Jeff.
Before I let you go,
301-230-0980.
This is season. I want to say this was last season because our first season was pre-pandemic. Season 2 was like right in the heart of the pandemic. So I was talking to one of we got picked up by a network, internet network, uh, and we were so happy to be on the network, and it was like, man, that's we it was beautiful, and I got the interview. I started interviewing other people, and we were talking about the versus battles, and I got to talk. Wu Tang got to come on. They was battling. This is this wasn't. This is before Ghostface and Raekwon battle. This was RZA battle. I want to say no. Shut the fuck up. No. This is from producing. So RZA went against DJ Premier. I believe it was DJ Premier. He went against, and a song that RZA produced for Ghostface was called Buck 50 off his Supreme Clientele album. And I was like, man, it's crazy how the landscape of music is, because when we worked at music store at they used to do in stores. Remember, they used to do in stores.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
So and I told the story.
My mom found a picture I took with Rod Strickland in that joint, yo.
Sheesh. I got to meet I got to meet Genuine. Chuck Brown. I got to you worked that day that Genuine came up there, and I was off that day, and they told me how Genuine
family.
Yeah, because he came in there with like all leather on, was like he was like maroon leather on and shit like that.
No, dude, I was working at Sears next to Sam Goody at that point in time.
Yeah.
And the Bama came in that joint with blue jeans, a red flannel shirt, and a green flannel type hat. I'm like, and he kept asking me about stereo. He's like, dude, who? I didn't know I didn't know who he was, yo. And the next time I see him in Orlando Mall, the Bama asked me for some money so he can go catch a cab to his girlfriend's house in Suitland, Joe.
Don't do that to Genuine. Don't do that to Genuine, man.
That's what the Bama said. That's what he was bumming for money, Joe.
Don't do that to Genuine, man. Don't do that to Genuine.
That's your boy Elgin Lumpkin.
Elgin. Don't do that to Genuine, man. I remember meeting I didn't get them. You know what? I was supposed to meet Jagged Edge, and I had some shit to do with school, because I was still in high school when Jagged Edge came up. And Robin, you remember Robin, right?
Yeah.
Robin got their autograph for me, and she said, "T, I don't know." She didn't like Jagged Edge anyway, but she fuck with me. She fuck with me hard, and she's like, "T, you lucky I love you, because I don't like their music, and these 4 dudes are some fucking assholes." And I was like, I felt bad, but I also didn't give a fuck at the same time. Like, but did you get the autograph though? But did you get the autograph? But I told the story of when Supreme Clientele came out. That's Ghostface Killer's album, and damn near the whole Wu-Tang came to Sam Goody to do the install. And you remember when we used to have to I told a story how we had to play their music over, and I wasn't the biggest Ghostface Killer fan at the time. I was more so Old Dirty Bastard and Method Man at the time. And one of my friends was a really big Ghostface Killer, but I just remember like all these New Yorkers decided that they started wanting to come in. And Sam Goody, it was like a crazy fucking line to get like autographs and shit like that. And I remember Matt, you know how Matt get like real fidgety and shit. He's like, T, oh my, they're coming today. You gotta do this, you gotta that. I remember I was running like different stores, like getting food for them niggas and all kinds of crazy shit. I'm like, yo,
Burger King? He went to Burger King?
No. I didn't go to Burger King. I was like, nope, it was this, nah, fuck, you can, Han Doggy, them motherfuckers would have left by the time I got back then as busy as Han Doggies. Bro, Han Doggy stayed popping. It was I don't know, this joint didn't have a name. It was like a, they sold chicken and shit. They like barbecue chicken and honey roasted. It was chicken. I went and got.
Nah.
that after she was gone by then. It was like down in the area where the Roy Rogers used to be, but it's a little further up, and they used to sell like barbecue chicken and shit like that. I remember going to getting some fucking honey barbecue wings, and they was like them niggas that brought their own fucking, like, man was like, you gotta do this, you gotta do that. I went and did it, and them motherfuckers had their own fucking food and shit. Like, nigga, you had me waste my time going to get all this shit for these dudes. But they was cool as shit. They was like, yo, let's get in and get the fuck out. But they was cool as shit. You know what I'm saying? You could tell they was the type of motherfuckers. You know, some rappers play that image like, yo, I'll fuck a nigga up, and yo, you could tell that these niggas is a little more real than your normal fucking artists that you may come across. You remember?
I heard a story about one of the Bambas from Wu-Tang. I think it was somebody Wu-Tang had beef with like MC Hammer. And they fucked around and went to Oakland.
That ain't the person you want beef with.
Yeah.
Hammer ain't the one you want beef with.
Day, Jeff. I think it was like Method Man or Red Man.
Nah, it was Red. Red Man told that story.
Red Man told that story.
Red Man, he didn't have beef with him. Red Man had cracked a joke. He said something funny about Method Man, about Hammer in a rap or some shit like that.
Yeah.
And a lot of artists who only knew Hammer from, you know what I'm saying, being a big commercial star, you know what I'm saying, made him the butt of the joke until they actually got to meet Hammer, and Hammer was like, nah.
We're not doing that.
Yeah, we ain't doing that. And they was like, oh shit.
Niggas behind me. No, we ain't doing
that. I'm like, hey. But yeah, I remember the fucking installs. I remember Unsigned Hype in Landover Mall?
No.
You don't remember? Man, I remember it was this. They might have did it twice. It was at least 1 year they did an Unsigned Hype where it was like a big fucking rap contest where dudes had to come and freestyle over beats in the mall. Because I remember Brandon and Gage.
Brandon.
Yeah. Brandon.
Light skin.
That's hair. Big bro. Yeah. Listen.
Comic-Con Brandon.
Yes. Do you follow him?
Yes.
Loading Snacks. Yo, shout out to Loading Snacks. Shout out. Yo, I don't even listen because of them. I really don't even like talking about that motherfucking that realm of entertainment because it's like, yo, I can't do it no justice like them brothers do it, man. Shout out to Brandon and his crew at Loading Snacks. Yo, if you are into comics, you are into video games, Loading Snacks is who you should be watching. I mean, shout out as far as black content creators, Loading Snacks is who you want to go to. Now, obviously, I watch shit like, you know what I'm saying, New Rock Stars on YouTube and everything always, shit like that. But Loading Snacks, shout out to them, man. They do it up. And if I were to be in that realm of entertainment and talking about it, I would love to be on there. Like, I couldn't do it like them. So shout out to Brandon, man. But yeah, he was a rapper. He probably could still spit a flow now, but he was rapping in heavy. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? E Nation was the name of their crew. Phineas Gage was his rap name. And they rapped at Unsigned Hype. And they fucking that whole situation was crazy. You don't remember that shit. That was a crazy one. You might not have been working at Sam Goody at the time. You might have still been working at Sears. So
yeah, Sears was funny, Jeff.
Hey, but listen,
I get pissed off with Sears and come to Sam Goody.
Hey, listen. The funny thing is, some of the time, like when I think about some of the shit talking we did, I can't remember whether or not we was working together or whether you was just at the job because you was working at fucking Sears and just came over because we was like right beside each other.
The people at Sears used to piss me off, right?
Yeah.
They would come to the joint. Do you work here? Are you
no,
serious?
I don't work here.
This big name tag in the shape, it's a name tag that looks like a Sears credit card, right? I got it on my chest. It's Don. Do you work here? What? Are you serious? I put 2 of them joints on. Do you work here? Are you? I used to get so pissed, I'd walk into the mall, dude. And that's when I would go into Sam Goody
And
rant.
you know the thing about this, you would always have a face like, let me tell you about some dumb shit somebody just said to me. You used to always have that face on you. Hey, listen, Don, man, I want to thank you for joining me tonight, man. I really appreciate it. I love it. Anytime we get to have a conversation, it's always a great one. So I'm glad I got to have a conversation with you for the people, for my audience to enjoy it, man. Don, thank you so much, man. I appreciate you. I still remember buying one of your books for my mom. Don was an exotic poet at one point in life. Was it Dr. Exotica?
Yeah.
Shout out to Dr. Exotica for blessing the podcast tonight. Don, I appreciate you, man. I appreciate you. Hey, listen, you've been on a ride up. 1,